Hey guys, so I was going to do a bit of a bigger video today on a completely different topic, which I don't know what that topic was now because I had a very rude awakening today and that's put me out of sorts. What happened was someone this morning was banging loudly on my front door and I was, well, a bit terrified to say the least. It could have been the postman because I did receive a new broadband router which was propped up outside the door. And if it was the postman, that was very unprofessional of them. And they should know better because they are at the end of the day representing Royal Mail. And obviously Royal Mail don't want people to complain about their workers doing stuff like that. So instead I decided to have a look at my crystal set scanning receivers. This is the inside of my realistic one. And this is the inside of my Belcom AMR217B, which is a VHF only one. Now this one's probably more interesting because it can do UHF and 2 VHF bands. So this one will cover 4 meters and 2 meters and 77s amateur with the right crystals. Problem we have here is getting crystals for these, because crystals are quite expensive. They don't make them anymore because most receivers these days are either electronically, digitally synthesized, or even software defined these days. Most people buy a software defined radio. I have 3 actually. I have 2 RTL SDRs, one of which is one of the really basic TV tuner stick ones, and one of them is the Newelec NESDR Smart, which is in a nice metal case and actually is better constructed. And I've also got an SDR Play RSP1B. But the charm of these older devices is just, well, it's nice. So what I was thinking of doing, probably more with this one than this one, is trying to find some sort of crystal alternative that would work. And QRP Labs appear, I'm not sure if they still sell this, although it is listed on their website. I'm not sure how often it's updated. A device called a ProGrock 2, which is, well, it purports to be something that can be used to replace a crystal, and it's about the size of one of these, and would with the right pins on it fit a crystal socket like that. So you can see there's some test probes there, because what I've had to do is I've had to check voltages on the crystal sockets inside these radios. Now I was getting, I think it was about 8 volts or something. The device in question will run up to 12, so that's fine. This, not really any ideas because it wasn't showing any voltages, but the radio is, well, 13.8 volts. But I'm not sure whether that would make any difference. It's running off a 12 volt supply right now. This is mains powered. And I think they're using 2 different types of synthesizer. This one's using a Motorola one, which you should actually be able to see. This one I think's got a Mitsubishi one, which I think's tucked just behind these wires and the switches under there somewhere. I think that's what it is. I'd have to double check that. Not 100% sure. But both of them are both set with crystals. I did try the crystals from this in here, but it was deaf as a post. So I kind of gave up on that. So that's my little plan, once finances allow me. I mean, they're not expensive devices, but I don't want to be in a situation where I wouldn't be able to get crystals for these at all, if I so desire to put them back into use, which I really do. Especially this old realistic, because it does look quite nice. Has that look of the 70s and 80s about it. I think this is actually dated 1980 or 1981. I'd have to look at the date code on the back because That's one of the good things about Tandy and Radio Shack products. They always had a little date code on the back. This, I think this is also 80s, but I'm not 100% sure when. This other one would still be early 80s, though, judging by the construction, because I think later on in that decade, going on to the 90s, it would have all been done with a proper synthesizer and stuff like that, rather than just setting the frequencies with crystals. But most people today would use an SDR with a computer. I mean, that's perfectly acceptable. I do that anyway. And it's a lot of fun, but sometimes old stuff is, well, worth keeping going well into the 21st century, which is what I'm doing here. Keeping two very old but absolutely lovely pieces of equipment going for as long as possible. I mean, this one probably needs all the switches replacing, and maybe I could benefit from recapping it, because I think the capacitors will be getting on a bit, so I don't think they've ever been changed in that, and the same would apply to this. So that might be something else I might do as well. But they are working, so there's nothing I'm too worried about, but recapping them would be a good idea, and I'm umming and ahhing about removing the entire mains section of this one anyway, because you can see there's a mains transformer at the back, but I never use that because I don't trust the safety of the main side of that, because the main side of that, as per the manual, is quoted as 120 volts, although this one is alleged to be fine on 240, but the connector isn't not rated for that, and it's a bit tired anyway. And I couldn't be confident whether that transformer's broken down or not, because I have absolutely no idea. So it'd be nice to get these into some kind of working order, and maybe get them on frequencies that are more commonly used today. I mean, this one could be set up for all 8 of the first block of PMR 446 channels if I so wanted, if it'll go there. I'm not convinced it will, but you never know. It's always worth a try. So if I can get hold of one of these programmable crystals, then when that will be, like I say, I don't know. That will be a good experiment to try with these scanners, and maybe it might be a way forward for other scanner owners. So I'm going to look into that at some point. It won't be immediately, but it will be at some point. And if I have any luck with that, I will do a video on it. So I'll catch you in the next video, whenever that may be and whatever that may be, and hopefully I won't get any more rude awakenings from overzealous postal workers. So I'll catch you in the next one, and 7-3 for now.